Hey guys, so have you seen Google Glass yet? If you haven't, you soon will, because it's going to be promoted to death like all new Google products. There's no way to avoid seeing them. So Google Glass basically is the visual version of the Bluetooth earpiece, isn't it? So you know, all those people that found holding the phone to their ear to be too annoying and that needed to be able to do it hands-free loved the Bluetooth earpiece. So Google Glass is basically the visual version of that, isn't it? So what do you think? What do you think? I mean, obviously Google make these things only because they recognize that we have an important need for them. They wouldn't make them just because they want to make a lot of money out of them. It's sort of it's a gimmick, isn't it, really? I mean, the Bluetooth, let's go back 15 years. How old's the Bluetooth earpiece? 15 years old. There is some practical application for that, isn't there? You know, the Bluetooth earpiece. Oh, what's going on here? Look at this. Mass riots in the streets. Foreigners go home, foreigners go home. Oh, a festival. Festival, guys. There's a festival happening right in front of us. Watch this. There you go. We'll watch this for a minute. Spring festival, guys. Not a good day for it, is it? It's called a dushie, that thing that's covered over there. They went past, covered in plastic. Dear oh dear. Not a good day for it at all, is it? No fun at all. Japanese people hate rain too. Nobody will want to be out in this. Anyway, yeah, the Bluetooth. Obviously some extremely practical applications, like for when you're driving the car and things like that. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. There is some times where the Bluetooth wireless is a really convenient thing to have. But there is a certain amount of wank value, isn't there, guys? You know, people that maybe spend 30 minutes a day on the phone, or some lonely people who maybe spend no time a day on the phone, but still wear the Bluetooth for 12 hours a day, you know? And even if you do spend 30 minutes on the phone or an hour on the phone, having the Bluetooth earpiece in your ear all day, just so that you can answer a call that might happen once every 6 hours or something, is a bit of wank, isn't it? I always thought that about the Bluetooth. Surely it's not that difficult when the phone rings. Have it on vibrate. Phone rings. Take the little Bluetooth if you really want to use it. Take the little Bluetooth out of your pocket. Stick it in your ear. Surely that's not a difficult thing to do. 1, 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1004, 1005, 1000. 5 seconds to take it out of your pocket and stick it in your ear. Is it really necessary to wear it in your ear all day? So last time I was in Australia was about 7 years ago. I went back to Australia for a visit and it was just everywhere. Everywhere. Not only, I mean, cars, fair enough, driving the car, earpiece in. And again, driving the car, phone rings, 1, 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 5 seconds. But anyway, but everywhere, you know, everywhere. You're walking through the supermarket and there's some turkey walking back the other way, walking towards you saying, you know, looking at you, walking towards you saying, yeah, I'm at the supermarket, where are you? I always wanted to say, I'm at the supermarket too. But, you know, obviously, I'm at the supermarket, where are you? Do you want anything from the supermarket? You know, what a lot of wank. The amazing thing is, everybody I know always thought that was a lot of wank. Everybody I knew always watched the people that were doing that with the Bluetooth earpiece and used to say how ridiculous it was. Who was doing it? There was a lot of people doing it. All my friends all seem to think that it was a lot of bullshit, you know. But there's still a lot of people doing it. You know, there's always some turkey standing at the cash register or, you know, walking down the street, looking right at you. For some strange reason, they'd look right at you while they were talking. So yeah, what did you do on Saturday? I saw you at the boat, and then after that I didn't see you after that. Where'd you go to? Hello? it doesn't really matter. It's just amusing for some people to watch, and it makes those people feel good that they're doing it. They feel connected with the world, and they feel like they're, you know, on the pulse, that anybody can contact them anytime and they're ready to go. They're not going to take 5 seconds to answer, they can answer straight away, you know. So basically it seems that the Google Glass is sort of a similar thing. Again, it's the people that want to save time, 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1000, 4, 1000, 5, 1000, want to save them 5 seconds of time checking their email or whatever it is that they're looking at on Google, by wearing something in front of their eye all day. Really? So we're going to get the same thing, aren't we? The same thing we got with the earpiece, we're going to be getting with the Google Glass. You're going to have people looking right at you and bursting into laughter. Oh, you dickhead. And you're going to say, you talking to me? You talking to me? And you're going to say, oh no, sorry, I'm watching Simpsons. I'm watching The Simpsons in my Google Glass. So again, really, is it really for the amount of time that you spend actually looking at something, you know, to be wearing it all day, just so that when the email comes or when the information comes, it's going to be right there in front of your face? Really? So, and of course, you know, with the car thing's going to be interesting too, because, you know, they've done studies on the talking on the phone, hands-free. This isn't a Bluetooth thing. This is any way you do it. You know, talking on the phone while you're driving the car, even hands-free. Talking on the phone while you're driving the car is the equivalent of being drunk as far as distraction is concerned, because your mind is focusing on the conversation instead of focusing on what's happening around you. Your situational awareness drops and your reaction time drops. So you know, that's been proven. So that's why lots of countries don't allow talking on the phone at all, for that reason, while you're driving the car, hands-free or otherwise. So how about a screen right in front of your eye? How's that going to be? So you can just imagine there's going to have to be, I mean, most countries surely are going to bring in legislation. Japan probably won't. Japan still allows TV screens in front of the driver. A lot of countries, they don't allow it in front of the driver. TV screens are allowed behind the driver, but many countries won't allow them in front of the driver where the driver can see it. But Japan does. So you often see drivers driving along watching TV. So they probably won't have a problem with that. But I imagine a lot of countries will. I know Australia will for sure. They'll be bringing in legislation there for sure that you're not allowed to use your Google Glass while you're driving the car. So, and with good reason, I think. I mean, if you're driving the car and suddenly, whoosh, some email comes up and you're reading an email, or you're watching Simpsons, or whatever else that you're doing on your Google, can't imagine. I mean, I've used heads-up display. I mean, heads-up display can have some applications. You know, as a pilot, I have used it. There's even in small aircraft now, there's all sorts of head-up display that we can use for airspeed and all sorts of instrumentation. But it's sort of it's forward of the pilot, and it's a little bit of a different scenario in an aeroplane to what it is in a car. So I can't see it being a good thing. So yeah, really. How many of you guys are going to be running out and buying Google Glass? How many of you guys are going to be queuing up? I know some of you will. I know anytime I make a video being critical or sort of laughing at some technology, there's always an element of people who get really upset about it. Oh, I love Google. How can you criticize Google? Google are wonderful. You wouldn't be talking on YouTube if it wasn't for Google. Yes, I would. Someone else started YouTube. Google just bought them out. But there's always people that get really emotional when people criticize the technology, which just goes to show what a brilliant business it is. You know, where you've got companies like Google, who incidentally make some brilliant stuff. I mean, Google Search, what a great instrument, what a great tool that is, you know, and you know, iPhones and iPads and everything, very useful pieces of equipment, you know. So of course, but I think these guys are clever, you know. They create demand, you You know, I don't think there was that many customers really who were complaining how difficult it was to look at their phone, you know, and about the 5 seconds they were wasting picking up their phone to look at it, and how many customers were actually saying they wanted to have something in front of their eye all the time to save that 5 seconds when the email comes. Probably not a lot of customers actually demanding that product. So it's the reverse, isn't it? That big companies like Google make a product and then create demand. And in their usual clever way, they'll create more demand at the start so that people will queue up to buy it, and some people will miss out, like they always do when they bring out a new iPhone or an iPad or whatever. You get people queuing up for a couple of days to buy one, and then there's always some people who miss out in the first couple of days. A month later, anybody can walk into a Google shop or any shop, an Apple shop, or you walk in anywhere and you can buy these things. But when they actually release them, they always do that, don't they? Create that over demand and under supply so that it goes on TV. It's always on TV, isn't it? People queuing outside the stores to buy this stuff. It's clever. It's clever. It makes it more desirable, doesn't it? You know, if when they had today Apple released the iPhone 12, and they show you the store and there's 3 people in there buying one and walking out and going, that was easy. It wouldn't create the same demand, would it? So same thing's going to happen with the Google Glass, isn't it? They're going to make a really big fuss about when they first start selling it and who gets the first one, and you know, the guy that's at the front of the line that gets the first one in that city will be on the news, and you know, in the media. It's so clever. It's so clever. I mean, Google's a company, and they're really clever at manipulating the media and manipulating the customers, and you know, they must sit around at their meetings pissing themselves laughing at how manipulated, how easily we are manipulated. You know, they must laugh their heads off. You know, they plan these campaigns and these strategies, and then after they actually put them into place, a month later they must be sitting around the boardroom drinking champagne, going, "How clever are we? Did you see that shit? How clever are we?" You know, so interesting. So yeah, I'm sure some of you guys, I'll be interested to see what percentage of you guys think that, you know, you'll be out buying one of them, buying yourself a Google Glass. I mean, it's a novelty. I would suspect that the same people that wear a Bluetooth 12 hours a day will probably love wearing a Google Glass 12 hours a day. They'll love it, you know. But I will suspect that most people that actually, of those people that actually buy it, most of the people that actually buy it will probably end up in a drawer, I would imagine, because the practicality of wearing something in front of your face all day. You know, I was in the security industry for 20 years, and you know, we used to wear earpieces for our radios and stuff, and you can't wait to get it out of your ear. You know, every opportunity to get it out of your ear, you know, because it just, you know, that whole, you know, bodyguard secret service bullshit with the earpiece, I think that's a lot of the Bluetooth fantasy, is that sort of shit. I'm so important that I have to be wired in, because any second something really important could come across my Bluetooth. Honey, can you bring home the milk? Yes, yeah, I'll bring home some milk. But you know, it's just the practicality of it is just annoying. You know, just having something always in your ear, just having something always in front of your eye. You know, I can't see it. There'll be a certain percentage of people who will tolerate it, but I think there'll be some people that are just going to go, nah, fuck this. You know, the first couple of days they'll probably, yeah, I got a Google Glass. I queued up for 2 days, slept in a tent on the footpath for 2 days, and I bought the first Google Glass for $500 or whatever it's going to be. And then a couple of days later they'll get sick of it and throw it in the drawer, go back to just using the iPhone. Probably, don't you think? So anyway, those people that get really emotional about the technology's great. I love the technology. There's a lot of really good technology. Really good, fabulous. Google's wonderful. Okay? Don't get getting all emotional on me. You're getting all angry, man. Don't get angry, man. Don't get angry, man. Be happy. Be happy. So, but yeah, I am interested to hear. I'm always interested with stuff like this because, I don't know, I'm an old fart. And you tend to get, when you get old, you tend to get sort of a bit more, sort of, what's the word, not skeptical, cynical, a little bit cynical, you know, because you see these things come and go. You know, when you're old, you've seen a lot of stuff come and go, and it's fashion and trend. It's got a lot to do with this shit. I mean, I'm sure there will be some people who, for their work or for other reasons, their hobbies maybe, or their work, will have some brilliant applications for the Google Glass, no doubt about it. You know, maybe, you know, for sports and things, you know, golfers can get information when they're about to take their shot, or I'm sure there'll be some brilliant applications. You know, pilots might be able to use it, maybe it's possible for pilots to find some good use for it. So look, I'm sure some people get some marvellous use out of it, no doubt about it. But I just think a lot of the people that buy a lot of this stuff is just to be trendy and fashionable. You know, it's the same with a lot of these things. I think iPhone and iPad and those things are excellent. You know, people get amazing value out of those things. That's fantastic technology. But I think sometimes things like the Bluetooth earpiece, it just, you know, useful when you're driving the car, if you really have to talk on the phone while you're driving the car. But, you know, so much of this stuff just becomes, can you see that balloon? So much of this stuff's windy. So much of this stuff, I think, is just to be cool and to be fashionable. And I think that's one reason that old farts tend to be a bit more cynical about this shit, is because you care less as you get older, because you realise that fashion and, you know, and that sort of stuff is a fleeting thing, you know, and you know, you see everybody queue up. That's why I made a video a couple of years ago when I brought out the iPad 3, and I made a video exactly on the same week saying that I had an iPhone 4, something like that, because I'm in Japan. I got an iPhone 4, and it got 1 million views because there's this obsession that people have with having the latest, coolest thing, you know. And I just find it funny, because when you're old, you can put it in perspective, and you know that it passes within a month, you know, a couple of months. That first month where something is new and everybody's after it, and there's on TV, there's people queuing outside the store, and it's all this sort of stuff. You know, go to that store a month later, and there'll be 5 staff members and 3 customers, and it's just nothing's happening, right? And then everybody's waiting for the next one. And companies like Google, and same as with the phone companies, the people that make mobile phones, and you know, they're brilliant. They never make stuff compatible. So when you buy the latest phone, it's never compatible with the last one. So all your earpieces and your batteries and all your chargers and everything are never compatible with your old phone, are they? So, you know, you buy a new phone this year, and 2 years later you buy another new phone, and all that shit, all that peripherals, nothing's compatible. And companies like Google just laugh at us over that sort of stuff. They had a few new applications, or a bit more power or a bit more speed or something to a device. They don't make it compatible with the previous device, so you've got to buy all the new peripherals, and then they release it with their clever marketing strategy so that they create the demand and everybody wants one. So it's not. I got accused of being negative recently. It's not negativity. It's a little bit of cynicism, but it's really. I don't want to be a sheep and be manipulated by these big companies. So I think the only way to avoid that is to have your eyes open. You know, I'm still happy to go buy an iPad, but I want to make sure first I have an application for it, that I'm going to use it. You know, I'm not going to get and buy a Google Glass to be cool, so that everybody goes, oh look, he's got a Google Glass, well that's really cool, and then a month later throw it in a drawer and never use it. To me, that would just be ridiculous. So that's what these sorts of videos are about. It's like, let's kick this around. Let's talk about it. It's the same as you talk about stuff with your friends before you buy something, don't you? Usually, if you're smart, you know, it's not a bad idea before you spend big money on something that you might talk to a friend about it and say, what do you think about this, you know? And talk about it a bit first and kick it around, just to clarify your thinking on it, you know, before you do it. And that's why I make these sorts of videos. I think, talk about it. Quite often someone will come up with a brilliant idea in the comments. You know, hey, Google Glass, I want to use it for, you know, whatever, navigation or something, you know. And you go, oh, yeah, that's clever, yeah, that's a good idea. You know, I want to use it for golf. It can give me the distance to the next hole or something, you know. So it's always interesting to hear the pros and cons, different people with different thoughts on these things. But it makes us informed consumers, I think, too. If we talk about these things and we're aware of them, makes us informed consumers, which is a smart way to be, rather than just be a sheep that runs out and buys the latest thing just to have the latest thing. And we all know people that do that, don't we? We all know people that do that they just run out and buy something just because they want to have the latest all the time. You know, whether it be cars or whether it be phones or whether it be cameras or whatever, you know, always got to have the latest, which is, people can do with their money what they choose, I think. Whatever they want. If people have earned their money honestly, doing however they earn their money, whatever. If they want to buy every Google product that comes out, and good luck to them. I have no criticism of that at all. This is just observation. That's all it is. A little bit of observation happening. So anyway, time for some exercise. More videos coming soon.